Explore the fascinating life and ideas of Plato, one of the most influential thinkers in human history. In this video, we delve into the ancient Greek philosopher's groundbreaking concepts that continue to shape Western philosophy to this day. From his theory of forms to his ideas on justice, politics, and the nature of reality, Plato's work has had a profound impact on Western thought. Join us as we examine the life and legacy of this ancient Greek genius and discover how his ideas continue to influence philosophy, science, and politics in the modern era. Plato, a renowned philosopher of ancient Greece, was both a disciple of Socrates and a mentor to Aristotle. His extensive works delved into themes of justice, beauty, and equality, while also addressing topics on aesthetics, political philosophy, theology, cosmology, epistemology, and language philosophy. Plato established the Academy in Athens, which became one of the earliest centers for advanced learning in the Western world. Due to the scarcity of primary sources from Plato's time, scholars have pieced together much of his biography through his own works, as well as those of his contemporaries and later historians. Traditionally, it is believed that Plato was born around 428 BCE, though more recent research suggests a birth date between 424 and 423 BCE. Plato came from an aristocratic background. His father, Ariston, was descended from Athenian and Messenian kings, while his mother, Perictione, was related to the prominent 6th century statesman Solon. Some historians argue that Plato's given name was Aristocles after his grandfather, following the custom of naming the firstborn son after his paternal grandfather. Others believe Plato was a nickname referencing his broad build, a theory supported by the use of this name for boys before his birth. As a young aristocrat, Plato likely received an excellent education from Athens' top teachers. His studies would have included the teachings of Cratylus, Pythagoras, and Parmenides, providing a foundation for his later exploration of metaphysics, which is the study of reality, and epistemology, the study of knowledge. After his father's early death, Plato's mother remarried her uncle Pyrilampes, a politician and ambassador to Persia. Plato probably had 2 full brothers, a sister, and a half-brother, though the exact birth order is uncertain. Several members of his family appear in his dialogues, which historians interpret as a sign of his pride in his lineage. In his youth, 2 events profoundly shaped Plato's life path. One was meeting the renowned philosopher Socrates, whose approach to dialogue and debate captivated Plato and inspired him to pursue a life dedicated to virtue and moral character. The second event was the Peloponnesian War between Athens and Sparta, during which Plato briefly served between 409 and 404 BCE. When Athens was defeated, its democracy collapsed, replaced by a Spartan-imposed oligarchy. 2 of Plato's relatives, Charmides and Critias, became leaders in this new government, known as the 30 Tyrants, who significantly curtailed citizens' rights. After the oligarchy fell and democracy was reinstated, Plato briefly considered a political career. But the execution of Socrates in 399 BCE disillusioned him, steering him toward a life devoted to philosophy. Following Socrates' death, Plato spent 12 years traveling around the Mediterranean, studying subjects like mathematics with the Pythagoreans in Italy, and exploring geometry, geology, astronomy, and religion in Egypt. During or shortly after this period, he began his prolific writing career. Scholars debate the exact sequence of these works, though most agree they can be categorized into 3 distinct phases. The initial or early period spans Plato's travels between 399 and 387 BCE. During this phase, he wrote works such as the Apology of Socrates, likely composed soon after Socrates' death. Other dialogues from this period include Protagoras, Euthyphro, Hippias Major and Minor, and Ion, through which Plato strives to capture Socrates' philosophy and teachings. In the second or middle period, Plato begins to articulate his own perspectives, focusing on essential virtues like justice, courage, wisdom, and moderation for both individuals and society. The Republic, written during this period, delves into the concept of an ideal government led by philosopher kings. The final or late period sees Socrates taking a less central role as Plato delves deeper into his own early metaphysical ideas. Here he examines the importance of the arts, including dance, music, theater, and architecture, as well as questions of ethics and morality. Through his theory of forms, Plato argues that the realm of ideas is the only constant reality, while the sensory world we experience is unreliable and ever-changing. Around 385 BCE, Plato established a center of learning called the Academy, which he led until his passing. The school is thought to have been located in a park dedicated to a famous Athenian hero. The Academy remained active until 529 CE, when Roman Emperor Justinian I shut it down, viewing it as a potential source of pagan beliefs and a challenge to Christianity. Over its centuries of operation, the Academy's teaching covered subjects like astronomy, biology, mathematics, political science, and philosophy. Plato envisioned the Academy as a training ground for future leaders who could develop better governance for the Greek city-states. In 367 BCE, Plato received an invitation from Dion, a friend and follower, to personally tutor Dion's nephew, Dionysius II, the newly appointed ruler of Syracuse in Sicily. Dion believed Dionysius had the potential to become an ideal ruler. Plato accepted, hoping to mold a philosopher king, but Dionysius failed to live up to this vision. He grew suspicious of Dion and eventually Plato, accusing them of plotting against him. Dion was exiled, and Plato was placed under strict supervision. Eventually, Plato was able to return to Athens and resume teaching at the Academy, where he mentored a brilliant student, Aristotle, who would later expand upon his teacher's ideas in new directions. Plato spent his years dedicated to the Academy and his writings. Details about his death remain unclear, but he is believed to have passed away in Athens around 348 BCE, likely in his early 80s. Some historians propose that he died during a wedding celebration, while others suggest he passed peacefully in his sleep. Plato's influence on philosophy and human understanding has endured well beyond the borders of ancient Greece. His work spanned a wide range of topics, including mathematics, natural sciences, ethics, and political theory. His advocacy for mathematics as a cornerstone of education has been invaluable in understanding the universe. Through his emphasis on reason as a path to a fairer society based on individual equality, Plato laid the groundwork for the principles of modern democracy.